Holly Willoughby and Phillip Schofield were left in floods of tears today as Sky Sports presenter Simon Thomas opened up about his wife's death for the first time on TV. Simon's wife Gemma died from cancer in November last year, and he opened up about the heartbreaking moment he had to tell his son during a heart-wrenching interview on This Morning. Thomas, 40, was suffering flu-like symptoms before she was diagnosed with a highly aggressive form of acute myeloid leukemia. Appearing on This Morning today, Holly and Phil were forced to pause the interview as they were overcome with emotion. Simon spoke about Gemma suffering from severe headaches for a few weeks, and so they ended up going to the GP. However, their GP had said that it was probably due to stress and didn't refer her to the hospital, which he admitted had made him angry towards him for a while. But he revealed that they had since had a chat and he no longer bears him a grudge. She was rushed to hospital and the pair heard her diagnosis. He said, "I fainted. It all cartwheeled very quickly." As she began to undergo chemotherapy, Simon revealed that they had been told she had a 50% chance to survive. Simon became very emotional when he spoke about his last conversation with his wife. "Over the course of that week it was encouraging, the white blood cell count was coming down," he said. Simon spent 3 days in hospital with his wife, and on the final night he had slept in her bed before getting up to help her go to the toilet. "And that was my last conversation with her," he said. When you hear of people who get ill and they've been told they've got weeks, months, you have those chances to talk about it, to get your head around it. I never had that. She'd been perfectly fine the night before. Over that of the night she became more and more confused," he recalled tearfully. "I put her back into bed the night before, and the last time that I ever spoke to her, I never had the chance to say goodbye. She died at 5:45 on the Friday night. I screamed at God. I asked, 'Why have you left my boy without a mum?'" An emotional Holly then asked about him telling his 8-year-old son Ethan. "All the way back from the hospital, my heart was pounding," Simon said. "He went in to see her twice that day. I held him to her ear a couple of times and he said that he loved her. When they both got home he said that he knew that he had to tell him." Simon said, "I looked into his deep brown eyes and I just said, 'Ethan, I'm really sorry. They couldn't make Mummy better. You can't dress it up,' and I just said Mummy's died." Holly couldn't stop the tears from flowing and apologized, prompting Simon to reach out and grab her hand. Simon is currently trying to highlight the urgent need for better awareness of blood cancer symptoms among GPs and the general public following his wife's death. Ahead of the interview today, Simon told Bloodwise, "I am making it my mission to raise awareness of the symptoms of blood cancer so that no other family has to suffer the heartbreak and pain that I and my son are going through." Gemma went to her GP 3 times and each time her symptoms didn't point to anything serious, so she was sent home. Whether or not earlier diagnosis would have saved Gemma's life we will never know, but I will always be left wondering whether she had started chemotherapy earlier, her story might have been a different one. This Morning airs weekdays at 10:30 am on ITV.